Hello, and welcome back to your one and only source. We're your hosts.
My name is Phoebe.
And my name is Caroline. And today, you guys, we are recapping season 1, episode 13 of Gossip Girl, called
A fine line between Chuck and Nate.
Oh my God, it's like your one job. And when I try to do it, you freaking raise hell.
Oh,
I mean, for lack of a better term, you straight up raise hell.
A thin line.
A thin line.
Between Chuck and Nate.
Wait, somebody messaged us with an idea about how we should approach the movies, but it was at a time that I couldn't actually open the message. I have actually a ton of messages in our inbox right now that I need to go through. So maybe I'll do that after this, but someone had an idea for how to do it. And like, maybe it's some sort of movie club. Maybe like we list all the movies that we like. Well, guys, if the audio is a little bit weird on this, just be happy that you have an episode because we had technical issues last week, okay? Okay. Basically, the exact same thing that had happened to my microphone the one week happened to Phoebe's, and I'm not kidding you, we were on to record. It was going to be vintage, like Pretty Little Podcast vibes because it was like 10 p.m. and we were on to record, and Phoebe's mic wasn't working, so we had to send her a new cord. And it's just like, can things just be normal for a minute? But now we should be good for a while on cords because we both have brand spanking new ones.
Yes,
so,
we should be.
And mine is heavy duty. So I didn't get you the heavy duty one. No, because you didn't want the longer one.
Oh, well, that's true.
The heavy duty one is like 25 feet long.
That. I do think the longer one is better at the more there is to go wrong.
Okay. I just got you the normal one because I have more issues than you, but if you end up needing that one, I can send you.
Well, guys, isn't that the truth?
That's hilarious. Oh, Phoebe, you're starting off with jokes. You're starting off the podcast with jokes for once.
Did you see that mom said occur?
Yeah, she also was like, why do you want a picture of my bed?
And then
like, you know what my bed looks like. If you guys listen to our Tuesday episode, we had this amazing revelation in the middle of the episode, and that is that Phoebe just got a new comforter. Sneak peek for her dream rotation. And she shows me a photo of it, and I'm like, oh, cute. And then I'm like, wait, show me that one more time. It's the exact same comforter I currently have on my bed, and we didn't know. So that's sisterhood. That's twindom. That's fraternal twindom if I've ever heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Literally ever heard it. I was going to say something about this episode. Oh, before we get started, because if I remember in the beginning of the episode, I just have to do it. So a few housekeeping things I need you guys to know. Number one, there was another episode this week on Tuesday, and we talked about our lives. We talked about a little bit of pop culture. We talked about movies. We talked about reality TV. We did our rotations. Go listen to that. If you want these episodes, Tuesday, Thursday episodes, whatever kind of episode that's on main, if you want this ad-free, don't know why you would, but if you want this ad-free, you can go to our Patreon, and it used to be $12 a month. Now it is $9 a month. You can get every single episode we release from like your one and only source, ad-free and video, you guys. And sometimes the video episodes have a little bit of extra content because they're a little bit less polished, a little bit less edited. So if that is appealing to you and you're like, why don't you guys do video episodes? We actually do. You're just not looking in the right places, babe. Go to our Patreon. Also, we talked about
guys, with looks like these, it has to be behind a paywall.
We can't be giving this shit out for free. And more power to the podcasters that don't have the same issue we have with that. When it's like, I don't want people making AI filters based off my face. So if you want to see what my face looks like in all its glory, you can pay $9 a month, okay? But you can also buy those episodes individually. So like, I'm not shaking you down every month. You can just buy them individually if you just want to like watch your show. And it's worth the money. We do long episodes and they're video, and we're giving physical comedy too. You're just not always seeing it. So you're only getting half the story, I could say. And then on Tuesday, if you're speaking of really only getting half the story, we talked about reality TV. Y'all, we did not even touch on the notorious TFP, Taylor Frankie Paul, which is what I now call her affectionately. We are going to get into all of our thoughts on the Patreon, on the Other People's Business tier, $6 a month, also video episode. You also get everything we've ever put under that tier and the first one. And that's all going to be out on the Patreon before the month is over, before the month of March. So if you want to hear what we think, that we don't necessarily feel comfortable putting on main, that's where you'll find that. And then, of course, you'll get an episode of The Caroline Show. So check that out as well. But just had to plug that Patreon because I feel like we haven't been screaming from the rooftops that we have video episodes. but we sure do. And then one other thing, if you guys could take a few minutes and leave us an Apple review just while you're listening to the podcast, just while you're listening, go leave us a 5-star rating, write us a little love note, makes our day. And I think that's really all that I wanted to say housekeeping wise. So thanks for listening. Okay. Are you ready to dive into this episode?
Yes.
The idea someone had, by the way, was that maybe we write all of the movies from the episodes of the month and we have people vote and we watch one of them and then we like talk about that in an episode or something. I don't know. We can see. Because some of them are movies that we've definitely never seen and some of them are like John Tucker Must Die. So it's like, but honestly, it is like a whole other wealth of, like we could look at the parallels. Like it would be fun to do at some point. I don't know how or when yet, but like stupid to ignore.
Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll workshop it.
Yeah. So obviously this one is based off of the movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And we've reworked it for A Thin Line
Not me
Between
this
Chuck
whole
and
week
Nate.
thinking it was like a thin line between luck and fate.
Well, I mean, I didn't confirm that it's love and hate, but I just assumed what else could it be? Okay, fact check.
Well, I don't know what the movie is. That's what I thought.
We love movies, but do not ask us about a single
right.
movie before like this year. Also, just a quick congrats to my baby, Michael B. Jordan. He should have won 2 Oscars, just saying. He played 2 roles. Oh my God. I love him so much.
You were right.
He's so hot. He's so hot. He's so hot. He's so hot. Preacher Boy is also hot. And Vampire Boy is also hot. I love that movie. I want to watch it again. And
I just watched it last week.
Me too, in theaters. I watched it. I pre-gamed the Oscars by watching it in theaters the night before. And it was so. And Anthony had never seen it. He tried to watch it at home,
It was too
and he
scary.
he couldn't get through like the first 15 minutes. He was just like, I don't know. And then he was like, I need to give another shot. And then he loved it. Like, it's so good. And the performance at the Oscars.
Yeah, it was so good.
Anyway, okay, let's get into it, guys.
We started a drugstore, and
What?
We started a drugstore.
What?
We start this episode in a drugstore.
Oh my God, I thought you were saying we started a drugstore. And I was like, why wasn't I kept in the loop on this? Like, no, we didn't start a drugstore. We don't have our own drugstore. And you need to stop lying about it because people are going to come looking. And you know that as well as I do.
He said that just like, Haley Marie Matthews.
Mom, thank you. I appreciate it.
Also known as
with a little pom-pom on her finger. Oh, I miss that girl.
Anyway, we start at a drugstore, and
wait, also,
I like actually can't believe
it's kind
Serena.
of an epic name for a dog. Oh, this is
Oh my gosh, Caroline's next 2 dogs are gonna be Quinn Fabre and
and
both
potentially
boys.
Society.
Both
somebody
boys.
Reminded me
right.
that. Oh no, it was Gossip, but then Society. But that's more of a human type name. Society, please come here. Society, can you please take Gossip and for a walk?
And then you call her Soch.
I call her Shh.
Okay, we started.
Can you take for a walk?
Guys, like those are low-key the kind of nicknames that like our mom would have for us.
Yes. And if we don't hear her, she's like, shh. She's like pissed off at us for not answering.
And then
my name is literally shh.
And then I'm in bed and I'm like, yes. And she's like, she doesn't say anything.
Come down here.
No, the best is when she wouldn't tell us to go. She would just not answer us when we asked her what she wanted. And then we'd be like, okay, we're doing this. I have to get out of bed.
So we're doing this. Wait, some kid gave up listening to Hamilton for Lent and they had to write it for school. And they like tried to write the Hamilton logo and they were like, for Lent, I'm giving up listening to Hamilton. It is terrible. I will never do this again.
Wait, I saw a TikTok that was like John Mulaney walking into a hotel room on a Thursday night, seeing Fred Armisen, Seth Meyers, and and it was
his intervention.
Mr. Vice President, Aaron Burr. What is this?
Exactly. Okay, so as Phoebe said, we started a drugstore.
And I can't even freaking believe how Serena is acting. Serena wants everyone in the world. She's doing a step and repeat with these pregnancy tests.
Literally. And also, like, I have to say something, and this is maybe controversial because Like, the last thing I want is to live in a spring awakening type world where nobody knows about the birds and the bees and they get pregnant and they die from abortions. Like, that's not what I want. By the way, spoilers for spring awakening. But I am kind of like, do you know how many times I've been late on my period without even having sex? Like, it, I just feel like, yes, was Blair doing activities that could cause her to be pregnant? Sure. I mean, yes, not sure. Yes. But Serena doesn't know about all of it, number one. And number two, like, Serena, like, how many times have you been
And
scared
also,
and not
guys,
taken a pregnancy test until you were like, because a lot of times, like, you're nervous and then, like, you get your period and you're like, okay, I didn't have to take
also,
a
guys,
pregnancy
Serena
test.
she is taking one of
Like
every
50.
pregnancy test. And then she walks up and she literally is holding it. She's like, which one do you recommend?
She's like, I don't need a bag. No, I don't need a bag.
I'm just going to carry
I'm
them
gonna tape them
like
to
their
the front of my
grannies.
body. I'm gonna just tape them in front of my body and walk on the streets of New York. Yeah, and it's crazy because somebody takes a picture of it, and I just want to briefly just chat about Dan Humphrey as Gossip Girl because, like, Dan, you are so diabolical.
This is where I'm like, did he have interns?
He must have. Did you want her to be pregnant? How bad did you want her to be pregnant?
That's another wrinkle. Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like, why did you? And also, I'm just like, this whole, I was like, is this all your secret ploy to get to tell her that you love her and trap her forever? You know what I mean? Also,
and that's why he gets so pissed
about,
with Rufus, with the way Rufus reacts.
Right. I was thinking about this with last week's episode, Vanessa, docu girl. I'm like, is she an intern? Is she out there so Dan doesn't miss a freaking thing? Like, she can be on the scene taking vids. Like,
that's a really good point.
But it is crazy because Serena's like walking through. People are running to each other as this Gossip Girl blast goes out that Serena's buying a pregnancy test. It is like, I can't think of anybody on earth who would make me that up in arms to find out they bought a pregnancy test.
Well, also, it wouldn't be Serena. Like, if I thought Serena was pregnant, I'd be like, well,
okay, it's just another Tuesday.
But if it was a Blair, if it was a Jenny Humphrey, if it was like someone who you like don't see as a high school super slut, I would maybe be a little surprised.
Yes.
But I still wouldn't be like running. I wouldn't knock a man over on the street.
Tackling your friends to whisper in their ear that Serena Vanderwoodson bought a pregnancy test.
But then what I will say is then when we go to the school, we'll get to the scene in the middle in a second, but Serena is once again has made the school courtyard a step and repeat, a literal runway.
You guys, literally, she's acting like she's been hired as an extra in a movie and she has to repeat the same traffic pattern over and over and over again for 8 hours. Like, she is walking back and forth in the middle of the courtyard. People are sitting on the steps, pointing, laughing,
like throwing her
yelling
hands,
about this.
She's like,
literally waiting for Dan. I'm like, you can't help but be who you are, Serena. And you love this and don't pretend that you don't. You were like, oh, I've been dating lonely boy Humphrey for a little bit. People aren't talking about me enough. I've decided I'm buying Blair a pregnancy test this morning.
She didn't ask for. That's the key to this. It's not like later on, Serena wants to have this like white knight about her where she's like, I did this for you. And it's like,
I took this bullet for you, this public
Blair
bullet
didn't
for you.
ask you to do that.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it wasn't the right thing to do, but like to throw that back on Blair. And also, then Serena, stop fucking acting like this if you're so embarrassed.
Yes. And also, since when? Like, I can think of a lot more embarrassing things that you've done. Maybe we just haven't revealed them yet.
Even just in the 10 episodes of us knowing you.
But exactly. Yeah. So speaking of Jenny, from a minute ago, Jenny screams, Dan! And Dan and Rufus run into her room and she like wasn't expecting Daddy-O to be here too. She's like, oh,
I was just practicing my
was sleeping. I was sleeping and I was sleep talking. And Dan was bullying me in my dream.
No, it's so much, what she says is so much funnier. She says, I was just practicing my scream to see how effective it was.
I'm like, why didn't you scream ass?
And I think she even says, looks like it works.
I am like good sister because Rufus walks in and she does act like there's nothing. I'm like, if it were me, I'd be like, oh, great, Mom's here too. Take a look. Take a look at what my kid sisters do.
Oh, well, I'm glad Caroline can say that. I'm glad Caroline would say that because she gets so mad at me when I air her dirty laundry.
Which you do constantly, by the way. And it's like, I want to be the one to break the news sometimes. You know, I saw this video the other day that was like, okay, I am a middle sister and I have an older sister. And I just realized that my older sister doesn't have an older sister. And now I was like, you know what? My kid sisters have never fucking thought about that. They've never, ever thought about that. Anyway, so they physically Dan and Rufus physically lift Ginny out of her chair so that they can
I'm
look
just
at the
like,
computer
Dan,
screen.
you just posted this on Gossip Girl.
Dan wanted everybody to know. Dan is such a little attention
including
whore.
his
Stop
dad.
pretending you're not. Stop.
Including his dad. And Jenny goes, Dan, you're going to hope there's not a spotlight involved.
Yes. Wait, did you notice later on in this episode, Eric says, I'm your little brother. It's what I do. And I was like, God, what a missed opportunity.
Wait, no, I didn't, but I did. Serena has a very clear and crisp, I have to go later on in this
After
episode.
she says, I love you too, but I have to go.
Why does her mouth rests in that shape where
her teeth are like this. Her.
And so when she's doing, she's like always sucking in her, she's like, I can't even do it, but when she's buying her pregnancy test,
she's
profile,
like mewing. She's mewing. She's sucking in her cheeks to make it look like she's got
and her mouth is still open.
And
I think it's called buckle.
I'll say whatever I fucking want, Phoebe. This is my fucking
So we need to be embarrassed.
Oh, I'm not ever embarrassed. She's sucking like a.
But that's also, even when she's not talking, that's what her face is. And so when you see that the mirror behind all the also weird placement for the pregnancy tests in this drugstore, because they're all lined up on this wooden shelf with a mirror in the back. It's like a display case. It's like for pregnancy tests.
Look at yourself in the eyes while you take out this fucking pregnancy test. You
just see her profile of her doing that face as she's like, and also the thing about Serena doing that is she's taking the time to like read them. I'm like, a pregnancy test is a pregnancy test, Serena.
Yeah, babe. Just buy the most expensive one and get out. You know, you've got the money for it. Anyway, so they physically pull Jenny out of her chair, look at the computer, they see the picture of Serena.
No, they don't pull Jenny out of the chair. They lift the chair and move her backwards.
Epic. They are so kooky. They're just a kooky Brooklyn Humphrey family. Like, that's all I can say about it.
I mean, this is their favorite holiday today, guys. It's National Goof Off Day.
National Goof Off Day. By the way, it's National Goof Off Day. Not on Thursday if you're listening to this, but on Sunday.
So stop
March
goofing
22nd.
off. Knock it off.
If you've still been goofing off, actually, I'm a little stressed about that because it's not been National Goof Off Day for like 4 days. Oh my God, what have you been up to? So as they are looking at this, Eric is walking with Serena down the street and he looks at his phone and he goes, is there something you want to tell me? I'm also like, what is with these people being so pissed? Like, here's
mad.
what would be annoying to me is if like I was having a pregnancy scare and you were mad at me. You're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I can do that to you. You're my kid sis. But I'm your older sis. For all you know, I'm ready. You know what I mean? For all you know, I'm 16 and ready. Serena. So Serena's like, oh my God, thank God you asked. That hair color is all wrong for you. I'm like, kind of rude. I'm like, even as a joke, now he's thinking about that, you know?
And then he's like, no, are you expecting?
He goes, that's funny. This isn't. And shows her the screen. She's like, oh my God, I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. That's why I did it.
I bet you Kat Cohen would have a really good impression of Serena van der Woodsen.
Probably. So Rufus is giving Dan a talking to. He's like, listen, your mom and I really wanted you to have a bright future.
Hey guys, by the way, not just a talking to. I do feel like Rufus went a little bit from 0 to 100 for this just having been on a gossip blog.
Well, yeah, but for all you know, Dan's around talking like, in this Pulitzer Prize winning gossip blog, you guys, whatever goes on here, like he's been talking about it for like a year. So it's now they're like the Gossip Girl's a big fucking deal. It's like the Wall Street Journal. Like now they know, you know what I mean? They're like, it's everywhere. The Wall Street Journal was just the first thing I thought of. I don't know anything about it. So it should have said New York Times then. It's on New York Times, especially because they live in New York. Hello. Anyway, Dan's like, listen,
you got
Dad.
the city right.
Okay, cool.
Wall Street is famously.
Hey, Phoebe, I want to move on from this. Thank you. Wall Street's famously in New York.
Yeah.
So Dan's like, Dad, listen, whatever Serena decides, I gotta be there for her. And he says, I love her. And I'm honestly like, it's a little early. But I guess he's been pining over her for a really long time. So maybe you're in love with her. But like, and I do like, yes, that's the correct answer. Be there for her through whatever she wants to do. But also like, I don't know.
Let's talk to her first.
Text her.
Hey,
he
Dan,
leaves his phone at home.
Let's give her a call.
Walks to school, leaves his phone at home. Here's my thing for that. You already saw the blast this morning. You have to know your girlfriend is freaking the heck out. Why'd you leave your phone at home?
Why didn't you immediately call her?
And like you could have made her feel a little bit better. You found her. She's been pacing like this for hours and gathering a crowd. It's as though she's like a street performer. She's busking, basically. Like, yeah, she's like the court jester. Exactly. So Dan gets there. as people are heckling his future wife. And he grabs her and he's like, I'm so sorry that you didn't feel like you could come to me, but like, it doesn't matter because I love you.
I do just want to go back to the conversation with Rufus real quick. I forgot to mention something. The way that Rufus is talking to Dan is so, it paints such a clear picture of how Dan has become who he is, because Rufus is like, Dan, we have always known you were so special. Like you, and being a teenage father was not a part of your plan.
That's not special, Dan.
That's actually freaking normal.
It's not special. That's the most average, normal thing you could do in America. That's what Rufus says. No, but that's a really good point. Like it is, we see how we get this inflated sense of ego from one Dan Humphrey. So Serena's like, Dan, I'm
also,
not pregnant.
Wait, one more. I know that Dan is a little bit in trouble with Rufus, but what I will also say is like Rufus doesn't seem nearly as mad at Dan. Like he's not putting as much responsibility on Dan as I think he should be for the situation.
Yeah. Right. I agree with you. It should be a conversation about safe sex and what happens next, and like how you,
not like you're so special. How can you ruin your future like this?
Right. Who cares about her? Exactly. So Serena's like, yeah, it's not mine. And Dan's like, oh my God, that is amazing. My dad's going to be so happy. She goes, your dad? I'm like, of course his dad, girl. It was on Gossip Girl. Everybody knows.
Also, did we say that he said that he loved her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he just throws that out there. She acts like she doesn't hear it. But she, like, her reaction to your dad, I'm just like, girl, what? Everybody knows. And also, why are you so worried if it's not for you? Like, who cares? Like, it's just a misunderstanding.
Well, it is embarrassing. I would be embarrassed if I thought that my boyfriend's dad.
Everything.
Right. Own it.
So Serena's like, I gotta go. I have to go meet Blair on the steps of the Met. And
of course, Dan has to leave one more dig.
Scene.
One more dig from Dan, though. He's say, oh, of course, go see Blair. Blair's waiting, and this can wait, and Blair can't.
And she goes, exactly. And like, perfect. Yeah, Dan, you don't know the half of it, actually.
She's vacuuming. She's freaking vacuuming, and she vacuums for 45 minutes.
Oh, good. It's National Goof Off Day, and your neighbor decided to vacuum. What's goofy about that?
I mean, she will vacuum for 45 minutes. I'm not even kidding you.
Oh, I can hear it. Okay, guys, if you can hear the ambient noise of today, it's the ASMR version of your one and only source. Hear what it's like living in Nashville with Phoebe. At least she's not having raucous raw dog sex. True. But then he brought that up the other day. He's like, we always love to say, okay, wants to have raw dog sex with me. And he was like, what was that from? Was it Kat Cohen at a Chipotle? I was like, yeah. She walks in and she was like, and I walk into Chipotle and like up here, I'm all like, but down there, I'm like normal. Like everyone like, and I walk up and the guy's like, so what can I get you? And I'm like, okay, he wants to have raw dog sex with me. And we were just like laughing. It's so funny. The delivery. So I mean,
it is perfect. Even just the way she's like, the way she swings the microphone in her hand. She's like,
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, and then what can I get for you?
Okay, wants to have raw dog sex with me? I think I'm going to rewatch that tonight.
You should.
I can't wait for Mary Beth.
You really should. Oh, I know. It'll be really good. Kelly, when we left, she was like, I want to watch it again. I was like, that's a great sign. Because, you always get a little nervous. Like, I also brought her to Kat Cohen, and I was like, will she get it? Yes, she did. Okay, so Serena runs to meet Blair. This is an epic scene. Pretty much any time we're on the steps of the Met, and I keep wanting to stay on the steps of the palace. Name that musical.
Cinderella. Into the Woods.
Yes. Cinderella song, Into the Woods.
That's such a Sondheim melody right there.
On the steps of the palace. He's a very nice prince. He's a prince who prepares, knowing one day I'd run from him. He spread pitch, that means glue, on the stairs. I was caught unawares. And I thought, well, he cares.
I think there is. I think they're doing a little biography about him.
Really? This is more than just malice. Let me just see if I remember this next part. So you better take stock while you're standing here stuck on the steps of the palace. Better run along home and avoid the collision. I don't know. I don't like that show.
Right. So Jenny is walking to the steps and she comes up and sits next to Blair, right next to Blair also. I thought that was bold to begin with.
I thought it was crazy and I was like, Jenny, come on. Don't be offended when Blair asks you to move down a few seats. The framing for the shot was horrible with you sitting next to Blair. Horrible. You're breathing down her freaking neck, girl. yeah, Blair, well, Jenny shows up late 'cause she had to return library books, which is her whole thing this episode.
I know. I'm like, okay, did you finish your library books in this whole day? So now you have
Jesus
more that you have to turn
Christ,
in?
You have a lot of library books and you're reading them at a ferocious rate. Blair's like, you're late. So then she goes, will you do me a favor? Jenny says, anything.
Anything.
And Blair goes, scoot down a few steps. So Jenny does. I'm like, Jenny, if you don't want to be treated like that, don't do it. Just don't scoot down or just get up and leave. Like, you don't have to do this. You could be friends with that girl Elise, save her from a similar fate. And Jenny's like, she's kind of like gotten a little brave this episode. She's like, my brother is about to be a dad to baby Vanderwoodson. You're not going to be speaking to me this way. She goes, the hazing is like getting a little old. And Blair turns around, practically spits in her face. For the record, the hazing stops when I say it stops, and only my friends can call me B. And so Jenny gets up and leaves.
Jenny leaves.
Wait, it's so funny. Izzy's like, wait, Jenny. Blair goes, she'll be back.
And she was.
It's so good.
Serena shows up and she is like ready. She basically like has a clear plastic bag of all of the pregnancy. She has 500 pregnancy tests.
She actually falls down. They spill all over the steps of the mat.
And then we see a tow truck bringing a porta potty to the steps of the Met so that Blair can just take them right then and there.
Serena's like, Blair, this really can't wait. Get on the truck. We're not even going to wait for them to bring the porta potty off of the truck. Get on the truck and do it right here in front of the Met. Also, did I miss something? Why is everyone so nasty to Serena when she walks up? I thought we were okay.
Because she's a teen mom.
Because she's pregnant. I'm like, these girls it doesn't seem like this is phasing them. You know what I mean? Or it shouldn't be phasing them. She walks up and everyone is acting like they're going to catch it. That they're also going to be pregnant if they even look in her direction. She walks up and she's like, I'm not pregnant. And they go, yay, drinks after school to celebrate. They're still being mean though. So I'm like, I don't know. And then she's like, Blair, can I talk to you? And Blair goes, of course. Blair is playing so dumb. I'm like, because Blair doesn't even know that Serena's worried about this, it seems.
I know, but then but I disagree. I think Blair does. And I do think Serena hits on something true in this conversation that they have, that Blair just wants to pretend that this isn't happening. And
she's having a lady in a movie moment, as she's wont to do. So Serena's like, when something's not a part of your plan, you pretend it doesn't exist. You act like you're in this movie about your perfect life, but the only person watching that movie is you, which is honestly such a good Blair line because this is Blair's show. Every episode's named after a movie. When Blair has dreams, they're all on movie form. I do kind of love that it's well, yeah, that is what Blair is doing. That's what she wants. And honestly, I'm kind of the same way. When something's not a part of my plan, I do like to pretend it doesn't exist. But that isn't actually true. And it's not a good way to cope, you guys.
No. So I do think Serena's right, but also you'll notice the framing of this, Blair is higher than Serena on this.
Yes.
On the steps here.
I love it.
And Blair, at the end of the conversation, they don't really agree with how this is handled. Serena's going to leave, but she does hand Blair a pregnancy test.
You cannot skip this amazing line. Serena's like, a reminder your period's late. And Blair's like, yeah, I'm stressed about a chem test. And Serena goes, and you're being a total bitch because you're not hormonal? And Blair goes, maybe I am a total bitch. Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, Blair,
Sorry?
every day.
That's so good. That's just so good. And then Serena hands her the test and says, you need to know if you and Chuck are having a baby. And it's in this moment that I realize Serena doesn't know about Nate, which I kind of forgot. I don't know why I thought she did know.
But I'm also I why does it matter? I feel like it is something
have to know.
Serena
Later on when
know.
she's so mad at Blair, she's like, how could you not tell me?
No.
Well,
I do
could you
think
not tell me, Serena?
That's true, but I do think it's weird that she doesn't know.
I guess, but also I think for a very
especially
good reason,
with the way that Blair is trying to make their friendships back to normal.
But she doesn't want to be judged. And I think she doesn't want Serena to think that she could possibly stoop to Serena's level. As even in this scene, we've got the framing with Blair on the higher step. Blair even says throughout this episode, she's like, I'm a Waldorf. You already trashed your reputation. I didn't, and I still, whatever. And you can do whatever you want. Nobody blinks because they're fucking used to it. But it's for Blair, it's not that way. And I think that she is very proud of that. And so I really think that she doesn't want Serena to know that she so quickly... She didn't want her to know about Chuck, but I don't think she wants her to know that she so quickly in 1 week had sex with Nate because then and also Serena has some weird thing with Nate. I wonder if Blair is worried that if she thinks that Blair and Nate are having sex, that Serena's gonna be like, well, I took his virginity, and so now, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like those are the reasons I think Blair didn't tell Serena, and I don't think that Blair, like, eventually I'm sure she would have, but has Serena told Blair about every single person she's had sex with? Like, probably not.
Because there's so many. Now it's
Yeah.
only 2 for Blair.
Well, that's even more of it, though. Like,
I don't know.
if
I think
Blair's
it's weird
virginity was this
know.
whole, like, talked about, treasured thing among this friend group, which it was, and then she has sex with Chuck, and she wants everybody to think, like, that's a fluke. I'm not that kind of person. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe. I still think it's a little weird. I wouldn't be mad like Serena is, but
yeah,
it does seem like something they would have discussed.
I guess so, yeah. So Blair and Nate are now making out at school. They're, like, so excited.
Like making out. This actually
making
looks a
out.
lot like the courtyard at Rosewood High.
Oh my God, it does. You're right.
And the way
And we have-
the way that Chuck is peering around the like brick pillar.
In his literal newsboy cap. Okay, I didn't know you were just auditioning for Newsies, for the National Tour of Newsies in New York City at Ripley Greer Studios. Why is he wearing that? We never see him wear it again.
No.
No one else is wearing a
His
hat.
outfit later is also like, it's just, they did not know what they were doing with Chuck.
No. Or they did, and, like, it's part of it. You know what I mean? Because it is kind
I
of
guess
like
that's true.
just funny that Chuck has, like, no. It's almost like it's giving, like, Amanda
like when
Frances
someone
in
has-
Beverly Hills, where she's like, only wears the prince, wants everybody
This is
to
what
know,
rich people do.
Yes, exactly.
But it's weird because Chuck does come from that kind of money. It's different than the Amanda thing. It's similar, but for Chuck, it's more so. It's like rich people oftentimes just don't have style because they think money is style. So that's what Chuck is doing. Whereas like with Amanda, it's more like the new money of like she wants to buy the brands and all of those things, and she wants to tell everybody what brand It's like retro Beverly Hills. That woman who was wearing the sunglasses and kept walking around and being like $12,000.
Yeah, at the party, at the epic party with Kyle and Kim pointing at Brandy.
Yes, exactly.
That epic picture that is me and Phoebe in a nutshell. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I just am looking forward for him to just be in suits because he does look good in suits. It's hard for me to take Chuck seriously as a suitor for Blair in these outfits.
I agree. So they're making out and Blair is like making eye contact with Chuck.
This episode, yes, this episode is also such an argument for Blair believing she lives in a movie. Because first of all, she does this whole like making eye contact with Chuck while she's making out Nate. But also like Nate's like, okay, Blair, like, can you come with me to visit my dad in rehab? I can't go alone. He loves you. You always make him laugh. She says this. I'm like, this coming out of Blair's mouth, like organically, is so funny to me. She goes, Nathaniel Archibald, you've never asked me for anything. And here you are, officially leaning on me. This time we're going to be so much better together. And I'm like, that was written for you. Like, but it's so believable to me that Blair is saying it. Like any other character says it and I'm like, oh, the writing is too, I know the vacuuming is crazy. But for Blair to say it, I'm like, it makes such sense, but it's just so funny. Like, especially right after the scene where Serena's like, you're in your own movie. I hope that you guys can hear this. I'm like, I mean, she's really getting in there. Good for her. She said Sunday spring
What is on your
cleaning.
floors? What is on your floors?
Girl, you might need to make your way to a mop. It might be time to mop if you're scrubbing that hard with the vacuum. Okay, so Jenny is upset after her hazing on the steps of the Met. She comes home with Dan. She's apparently done with this friend group. Dan tells Rufus he's not going to be a grandfather. And
Dan is
Rufus
literally like, yeah, Jenny, I could have told you that. Hey, Jenny, I could have told you that.
Danny's like, I'm fit for this world, but Jen, you're not. Jenny, you're not. I have something you don't have, a blog. Okay? And so I've been studying. He's like, have you ever heard of Jane Goodall, the anthropologist? Yeah. It's kind of like me. Is she an anthropologist? Yeah, I think that's...
I don't think so, because anthropology is the study of humans. And she was famous. I think she's a zoologist.
Famously a studier of monkeys. But who's to say she wasn't also an anthropologist?
Well, that's
you know what
true.
I'm saying?
That's
who's
true. Maybe.
Say? Dan Humphrey, for sure. Dan Humphrey contains multitudes. He's a writer and an anthropologist. You know what I mean? Like, let's not confine people to one box, especially not a woman. Thank you. Especially not a late woman. She's dead. I was actually, low-key, my special interests as a child were Titanic and Jane Goodall. So I should really know that. I know way more about the Titanic. Anthony was like, what did he say? It's like about Leonardo DiCaprio the other day, and he was like, I don't remember what it was, and he was like, "Are you excited to see that he's handsome again? The lead of your favorite documentary." Meaning the Titanic.
Wait, I was at the tavern the other day, and Amanda said there
Francis
was a
was
movie
there?
with Leonardo DiCaprio on, and Amanda famously doesn't like know any actors' names. Like she just can't place faces and names.
Note to self: don't bring me around Amanda.
she goes, oh, that guy's kind of cute. Titanic boy?
No way. No.
I couldn't be. I thought it was a joke.
Oh, that
she
is
was serious.
Oh, Titanic boy. Oh my God.
He's kind of cute, isn't he?
Oh my God.
Just the number one heartthrob for like.
Was it?
I don't even. I mean, he was young in the movie, but it wasn't like it was probably like 2000s,
Diaries.
late 90s. It could have been that.
That would be pretty crazy to be just playing in a bar. I don't know.
But it was on like cable. It was like whatever. It was like one of the movie channels.
It's like change the channel though. If Basketball Diaries.
Is this?
Like
I don't think I've seen it.
It's about drugs. It's like a kid who gets.
But then it wasn't that one. It wasn't. No, he's like good looking in the movie.
Well, this is young Leo. I think it's before Titanic even, maybe.
No, it was post Titanic.
A high schooler plays basketball. He's really good.
I've seen that scene of him knocking on the door.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've seen that, but I haven't seen the movie.
That's one of those movies that I was like, okay, I'm good on drugs, thanks. Okay, none for me. Like, there are a few movies, that and that episode of Euphoria. But that is giving the same energy as when Connor Sullivan, star of Water for Elephants on national tour.
But I went to college with someone who's also in that show.
Really? Wait, that's so funny.
The guy who is doing the elephant.
Oh my God, I love that.
I sent you a video.
Our friends at Hello from Good Humans podcast went to go see Water for Elephants. They were like, I can't wait to see Connor. But anywho, Connor, fun fact about Connor, he was homeschooled in Wisconsin, and living with me was an education for him. And we lived together, and he learned a lot of things. And like, that poor guy, I was bringing Ouija boards in that house. He was like, Caroline, please. I was like, our house is haunted, Connor. He was like, no, it isn't. And I don't want to think that, come on. I was like, yeah, it is. And I'm saging the house. I'm saging it tomorrow. I mean, literally, I was like, hear that? Stereo turned on by itself. House is haunted. Dogs that I brought from my house. We're watching my parents' dogs, by the way, for like 3 months in the house. And you have to be okay with that. They're barking in that corner with the haunted stereo. I think it's haunted.
And Elvis could see ghosts.
I'm like, Connor, I'm making edibles tonight. Okay? Get over it. And then I'm going to get violently stoned and throw up in the bathroom. I'm also going to make something called Mega Bed in our living room, where Steven and I put down every single blanket that we have in the middle of our living room, move all the furniture, make a huge bed so we can have sleepovers all December. We're not going to sleep there because we're going to make edibles and get way too high. And the next day, Steven's going to have to leave stage during a show because he had to shit himself. That's a true story.
So anyway, what you were saying.
So Connor, we're in the car and playing a Nirvana song, and he's like, is this Nirvana? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that's Kurt Cobain, right? And I was like, yep. And he's like, he's still making music? I was like
that is something that Amanda would say.
He is famously not. He is pretty famously not still making music. Actually, is famously maybe killed himself, maybe he was murdered. Yeah, in fact, everybody knows that. It was so fucking funny. I was like, what do you mean? Actually, I'm just being mean about Connor now, but we were playing categories and it was the letter Q, and he put Kwanzaa and kumquat on there. And we were like, oh no, Connor, like kumquat is not spelled with a Q. He's like, what? Kumquat? Yes, it is. And we're like, Connor, no, it's spelled like a C or a K or whatever. And so then we figured out, he goes, okay, but Kwanzaa is spelled with a Q. We're like, no. Anyway, love him so much, but the is Kurt Cobain still making music that's hilarious. Yeah, it's so funny.
That's in the same echelon of he's
Titanic boy.
Titanic boy.
It's so funny.
It also is that he's pretty cute, as though she doesn't know that he is revered as like one of the like most attractive people ever.
Yes. Okay, so Dan tells Rufus he's not going to be a grandfather. Rufus is walking on air. And then Dan's like, yeah, but it's not all good news. And he like looks over at Jenny because he wants Jenny to leave. And Jenny sits her ass down. She is not going to leave for the family.
She's different. We're getting Big J coming out
like,
this episode.
I'm not so little sister no more. And he's like, okay, fine. I told Serena that I loved her. And I'm pretty sure she thought I just did it because I thought she was pregnant. And And that's pretty much that. Jenny's like, you should tell Serena again. And he's like, oh, okay, I will. She's like, do it the right way.
Gonna break up with her.
He's like, I was gonna never talk to her again. I was gonna put a blast that I was gonna put something terrible online about her, but instead I guess I'll just try again. Okay.
So then we go to
Blair's bedroom.
Sorry, I cannot find where I am. Yes,
Serena
okay.
barges in.
And Blair is super excited to tell Serena that the captain, like Nate said, come see the captain in rehab with me. And
So
Serena is like,
such a good day.
Sir, you could literally be with a child.
Yes. And Blair is like, I'm not doing this with you. You're going to ruin my fucking day. Like, back off. I'm really happy. Serena's like, I'm not giving up on this. And Blair says, sorry if unlike some people, I haven't been on the pill since I was 15.
Some of the stuff Blair says in this episode, I am like, Blair, to an extent, Serena is just looking out for you.
I love it. Blair is so funny. It's so like, their friendship is so sister coded. It reminds me of me and Kelly a lot. Like, there are just things that a certain level of friendship.
Who's who?
It switches every day.
Because in this instance, you're Serena.
You think?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kelly would not, if this was
here's
Kelly's
the thing. Serena's giving older sister energy in a big way. Blair's an only child. So, you know what I mean?
And I think that with, like, this is the kind of thing that, not that Kelly would ever find herself in this position, but if she were to, I do think there would be part she would, like, not want to think about it.
Yeah.
And you would, if she even told you a little bit of it.
I would be that way.
Well, you might be, but I'm just think
very
this
avoidant.
I don't know. This seems very.
I could see Kelly showing up at my house with a pregnancy test and being like, I'm not leaving until you pee on this stick.
I think but I could also see you doing that for her. I think there's just more. I do see a lot of Kelly and Blair.
There's a lot
more than I necessarily see you sometimes.
How are you? You see me more in Serena?
No, it's not even that.
You can't see past looks, huh?
It's like, well, blonde, brown.
So sue me, I want to be sue me, I want to be Okay,
I love the block sound in that song.
Yeah, I love it too. Sue me, I want to be bump. It's so good. Anyway, okay, so after Blair makes a comment about Serena being on the pill since she was 15 years old, Serena's like, okay, I am giving up. And Blair's like, I'm not pregnant. And that's that. So Serena and Dan are having a date night at the loft, at the loft where Jenny is also in the loft.
Jenny, this was your idea. Go to the library.
Go to the library. Dan, take her out to dinner. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't mind this as much. Especially because it was Jenny's idea. I think Jenny should have been like, I'll go leave. Dad's going to be on his date.
But if she's
guys
not
have
leaving,
the house,
then like, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's true. But that's on Jenny to me.
Well, yeah, but it's like if I think of it like this. If I got in a little bit of a tiff with my sister earlier in the day, let's say it's Lily, okay? And I'm like, I'm having a date at the house tonight. Lily, can you get lost? And Lily's like, no. And I'm like, okay, but you're going to. And like, she doesn't, just to piss me off, then like, I'm leaving.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair enough.
So I think it's just, you have to put yourself in the position of being a sibling, which I know is hard for you. So Dan made spaghetti that's apparently the best she's ever tasted. And I'm like, girl, you've been to Italy. Literally, come on. There's no way.
Mm-mm. And she's not eating. She's like, because she's like pushing it around her plate. And he's like, did I fucking
she's
spit
like
in your food?
drums with the fork and plate. She's like, like literally, and she's wearing a weird scarf also, which I just would be remiss not to mention. And he's trying to like set the mood so he can tell her that he loves her. And Jenny walks out of her room, and he's like, hey, Jen, what the fuck is this? She goes, I'm just getting juice. Like,
turns the lights on.
It's 8 p.m. What do you mean you're just getting juice? That's for the morning. And Rufus is not going to be happy if there's no orange juice for his waffles tomorrow. So I would save it. I would probably save the juice unless it's going to
save
expire.
it.
But like, I'm like, this is giving you coming out to the trampoline with a flashlight while I'm out there with a boy. That is what Jenny going to get juice from the fridge. Are you even hearing me?
I'm reading my notes. Yeah.
Why didn't you laugh? That's hilarious.
I did laugh to myself.
You didn't. I watched your face. It is giving pesky younger sis who's got to know what's going on that trampoline.
Yep.
And you coming
Except
out
I
with a
don't think.
flashlight.
Except I don't think I did. I think I genuinely was like, "What are they doing out there?"
Okay,
It's
but
dark.
you better cool it right now because in previous podcast episodes you have told me that you were just clamoring for a peek. You wanted to know what's happening.
Well, I did. I didn't think
That's what Jenny
hanky
wants.
was happening.
I didn't say that you did.
Yeah.
So you weren't listening. Huh. It's settled. I win. No, but Jenny coming out and turning the light on. I mean,
that's
I would have
crazy.
been like, where's my gun? I would have gotten physical with you. I would have picked you up, thrown you back in your room by your hair. I would have been like, the light on? Juice? Girl, we are in a juice house. We're not drinking juice before bed. Talk about a sugar high. You know how much sugar's in that cup of orange juice? Get back in your room. I would be so fucking mad. He's like, can you drink the juice at Vanessa's house? She's like, no, I really like I want to be in my room. And that also is giving you and Lily. It's just so kid sister core. God, kid sisters are the worst. Don't you guys think? I'm just joshing.
Anyway,
nothing without my kid
so
sisters.
she goes back to her room,
I
and
would
Serena
not be the woman, the amazing woman I am today without my kid sisters. I just wouldn't be this enigma.
she's laying it on.
Like,
She's laying it on thick.
gorgeous, famous, smart woman without my kid sisters. I just wouldn't be who I am without my kid sisters giving me challenges to overcome every time without even a misstep.
Anyway, so Jenny goes back into her room, and Serena is still like acting like a little freak. And Dan is like, okay, what the fuck is wrong? And Serena's like, oh my God. Blair and Chuck are fucking.
And
it's probably Blair's.
I never thought I was pregnant. And Dan's like, whoa. By the way, Jenny listening in the doorway. Oh my God.
This is amateur hour on Dan's part here.
Yeah.
And Serena's.
Is. Yeah, completely on Serena's. So Serena tells Dan about Blair and Chuck. And then Dan, well, why isn't he the one buying the test? Because he's an ass? I'm like, okay, I mean, that's just not the first question I have. She's like, he doesn't know, but I'm really worried. So we leave them, we go to the gallery. Rufus, what is it with Rufus Humphrey? I'm going to quote one of my favorite movies. What is it with this chick? She have beer-flavored nipples or something? That's Heath Ledger saying, does Bianca Stratford have beer-flavored nipples or something? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm wondering about Rufus. Does he have lemon-teeny-flavored nipples or something? What's up?
These women are like...
These brunette women who I can't tell apart are flocking to this Brooklyn
Bex
gallery.
And Bryn. These
Rex
names,
and Bryn.
too. Also,
yeah,
like,
right.
Bryn is the younger one we find out later, but, like, Bex is such a... Like, that's the name for the younger one.
Yes. What is it a nickname for, do you think? Becca? Rebecca? Bex?
I think her name is Bexley.
You just pulled that out of nowhere. You absolutely stunned me with it. Okay, wait. So who's the one that comes over now? Bexley. Bexley comes up.
Wait. Yeah. It's her.
Rufus is selling art. She's like, "Is your day almost over?" He's like, "Nah, not quite." And she goes, "I'm trying to get you to ask me for after work drinks."
And she's also like, this is the woman that was Lily Vanderwoodson was the client for her, and she came, and then they had that little tiff. They were flirting, but then like Lily and Rufus, it was all kind of weird. And then she's back here for new.
Wait, sorry, I lied. I lied. We got this all wrong. There's a new girl in the gallery when we get there. She is asking Rufus if his day is over. She says, "I'm trying to get you to ask me for after work drinks." And she gives him his number at that moment. Bex walks in. They actually already have plans tonight for after work drinks. I wrote, "Damn."
Wait, no,
Rufus,
because she's still trying to figure out if he's married still.
No, I think they have a date plan.
I think they scheduled the date like when they meet.
No. Isn't the date?
I have it written. She asked if he's still married.
You're right.
And when he says no, then she's like, "Well, maybe we should go on a date." Yeah, and he says yes. And then we go back to Serena.
They're going to go on a date. Yeah.
And Serena goes to the palace and shows up, and here's what Chuck opens the door wearing. He is in a butter yellow turtleneck with a cardigan, buttoned one button, It looks terrible. And then he's in 3 striped Adidas green and yellow sweatpants, like exercise pants.
Did you have a Zoom call? Like, what's up? Like, why are you like, what? It's crazy. This is so funny. He opens the door. She goes, "Hi, Chuck," and he goes, "Please call me brother." And then she just stares at him for a second. And she's like, "Can I come in?" She's like, "I'm not even."
He's kind of a long lost Salvatore brother.
He totally is. Oh my God, he totally.
But like more on Damon's side.
Yes, he would fit in swimmingly. Also, I'm wondering now, do you think Serena's extra concerned about this because Chuck is technically her brother now? About Blair being pregnant. Like, do you think that adds to the intensity?
But hey, by the way, I just want to give everybody an update because I don't think you can hear it anymore, but she is still vacuuming. Our apartments
not log in here because she's so upstairs.
Our apartments are, I mean, not that big. Not big enough to be vacuuming for 45 minutes.
So Serena tells Chuck about the pregnancy test as he is pouring her a glass of Pellegrino into a wine glass because he thinks that Serena is pregnant, which is just kind of like a funny detail.
But he's always drinking Pellegrinos behind that bar.
Yes, but pouring it, which is kind of funny, but pouring it in a wine glass for her.
Yes.
I think he was. Maybe he wasn't. But anyway, Serena tells Chuck about the pregnancy test, and Chuck goes, "No, we used a condom." The way that he says no, he literally interrupts her. "Nope.
Not possible. I'm castrated."
Because I handle my business. Apparently Nate doesn't. Oh, this is news to Serena, y'all. This is new. Serena did not know about Nate. Sheesh. Okay, Rufus and Dan having a morning chat.
And Rufus is in the ugliest shirt you've ever seen.
Wait, question though? Like, is it that
But
ugly?
it's not that different than anything he's ever worn.
I didn't think it was that offensive for both of his kids to like not be able to focus on anything else but the shirt. It's kind of like a pretty standard Rufus shirt. Like it's like a red flannel, but it has like some other
a pearl
colors
snap.
in it.
It's like one of the pearl snap.
But it's not like,
downs.
I mean, is it a shirt that I want my husband wearing? No, but is it a shirt that like in the year 2007 I think is going to get him killed in the street? Also no.
Well, it's also like if I'm interested in a man like Rufus, it's like kind of what I expect.
It's like that's a project. It's like, and we'll deal with that.
Like, and I'm kind of maybe I'm attracted to it.
Oh,
maybe it works for Rufus.
Maybe. I mean, it must because he literally is swatting women away. Rufus wants to know how Dan and Jenny would feel about him going on a date with somebody. And Dan's first thought is like, yeah, sure, but you can't fucking wear that. Mm-hmm. At which point Jenny comes out. Rufus says, "Good morning, sunshine." And Jenny's like, "What the fuck are you wearing? What the fuck are you wearing?" Ah! Like, that's what she does.
No, for real. She is like, horrified.
It looks like the only shirt we've ever seen him in. Like, I'm like, has he ever worn anything else? Like what?
It's not that bad.
They don't care about you going on a date, but they do care about this fashion faux pas. And just get that through your skull, Rufus. Get that through your freaking rock star skull.
Exactly. So, but they're cool with the date. And so we go to Serena. She's going to see Blair. And she is like, "How could you not tell me about Nate?"
She's feeling punny. She goes, "Anybody notice the weather today?" I would say the sky is a clear blue, easy. And Blair dismisses Dorota. And that's when Serena's like, "How could you not tell me about Nate? Blair, I'm your best friend. How could you not tell me about Nate?" And Eleanor walks in as Serena is like reading Blair the riot act. She's like, "I took a public bullet for you, bitch." And Eleanor walks in and is like, "Do tell. Like, what are you talking about?" And Serena's like, "Ask Blair." And then she leaves. Her story is usually better. Wait, this is so funny. She goes, "Her story's usually better." And she leaves and Blair goes, Blair makes it like, I mean, can't argue with that one.
And Eleanor's like, "Okay, what the fuck is that about?" And Blair is basically, she's avoiding the question. And Eleanor is like, is she here asking you about a relapse in your behavior?
In your condition, yeah. Which at first I was like, does Eleanor know? And then I realized they're talking about the bulimia, the eating disorder. Blair's like, no. And Eleanor's like, well, I heard you in the bathroom with the water running. And that is a moment where also as the audience, we're like, oh shit, like maybe.
And then I noticed a little thing when she walks away.
Also, I think she was extra bitchy this episode on purpose. I think they wrote her that way so that we like wouldn't know if she's pregnant because, you know.
When Eleanor leaves, Blair does puts something in her mouth and she does chew it, but then it almost looks like she takes it out, but then she keeps chewing. I can't tell if it was supposed to be a like,
Oh.
is she kind of having trouble with eating?
Well, I do think she might be.
Because it's like she puts it in her mouth and then she like really quickly puts her hand down and keeps.
Well, and I'm also like, Eleanor is like, eat your breakfast, eat it, and then like walks out, and I'm like, is she just like defying her mother because she wants to? Because like she's been in there eating, and it's like I'm also like, is Dorota in charge of like watching Blair eat? Because
imagine the pressure.
I know Dorota's like standing there watching her, and then she dismisses Dorota, and then Serena leaves, and like if she has a moment alone, maybe she's like, "Wait, I already ate." But also, I'm like, a lot of people who struggle with eating disorders or any sort of disordered eating, they're like, "This is a part of my life I can control. Like my life feels out of control, and this feels like I can control it." And I wonder if that's how Blair is feeling. So like when there is stress in her life, that might be something that she like turns to. But Eleanor is kind of trying to push her to go visit her dad in Lyon, but Blair's like, maybe this summer, like fuck off. So Blair goes up in the bathroom, takes the test, and as she's waiting, she looks in the mirror and she says, I am not pregnant. I command myself not to be pregnant. And it freaking works. So
it does work.
I mean,
She's not
I'm not saying it works every time, but you could certainly try it if you're in a pinch.
So she calls Serena and tells her the good news and is like, look, sorry I didn't tell you about Nate.
Yeah. And she's like,
well, yeah, okay, two things. Number one, Serena basically does like a heel click on the street and again almost pushes over an old man. And then she says, but she has to, it's like another dig. She's like, I don't know what I would have worn to a paternity hearing. And it's like, okay, well, maybe Caroline is right. Maybe that's why Blair didn't want to tell her.
And look,
I said
finally,
maybe
the truth is out. It's okay.
No,
I didn't expect
I
you to
said
give
maybe
it to me fully.
because I'm still
it's
iffy.
not really like you.
I'm still iffy.
Okay, you can be iffy, like whatever. But I'm also like, Serena's a little too excited. It's almost like Serena's faking being excited because she low-key wanted Blair to be pregnant. Because she wanted Blair to have something that was like wrong. So Chuck is smoking a joint outside school and Blair walks by and he stops and starts following her. And she's like, well, don't stop on my account. He says, I have to. Apparently secondhand smoke is bad for the baby. And in front of everybody, she like whirls around. She's like, I'm not pregnant. So goodbye, mistake so far in my past. I can hardly remember it. And Chuck is just not having it. Chuck reaches out and touches Blair's stomach. He's like, you can't be serious. And she goes, and you can't be touching me.
Like, not in the way where, like, people might touch a mother's stomach.
He, like, caresses it like
a witch.
Wait, that reminds me of this tweet that I put on Chloe's Twitter feed that I have to read you right now. By the way, you guys know Chloe's Twitter feed, right? It's the feed that I make for Chloe that's just my darkest thoughts, just the tweets I can never retweet. But this one is so funny. Wait, a couple ones. Also this one. When they were building the pyramids, were they allowed to pee down the side or did they have to walk all the way to the bottom? Obviously no poops, but I'm wondering about pee. But I'm wondering about pee. Hilarious way to end that. Okay. Some of these are so funny. They don't let me train the new employees because I turn them evil and gay. Okay, where is it? Where is it? I don't need a period tracker. I just wait until I catch myself talking like an evil Grand Vizier and I know she's on the way.
That is true.
Oh my God. Evil Grand Vizier. Okay. Quote, be his peace. Bitch, shut up. I'm tapping his window with a branch that looks like a gnarled witch hand.
I saw that.
Chuck is touching Blair's stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you can't be touching me.
It's Emily's hand.
So
it's Emily's hand in the sketch that Toby made.
And it's starting at her abdomen and going down. And it's like, whoa, were you trying to finger boss me? Where were you going with that, Chuck Bass?
In her belly button.
I know, my God. I didn't know it could be done, but Chuck's more sophisticated than me. So Blair says to him, game over. If you wanted to tell Nate, you would have already done it, which we know is true because Chuck did say to Serena earlier, he was like, I'm kind of over this. Like, I got bored with hazing Blair. I'm done. But this interaction with Blair sets him on a whole. He's like, you know what? Psych. Psych, I'm not done. She says, I'm done. And he's like, well, I'm not. And she says, well, have fun playing with yourself. And she walks away. And Chuck promptly writes an insanely unhinged text to Gossip Girl saying that the pregnancy test was actually for Blair, whose sheets were rumpled by 2 guys in 1 week. And when you put it like that, yeah, it sounds bad. Okay, I'll give it to you. It sounds bad.
So then, meanwhile, Dan has planned the most uncomfortable, worst date I could ever imagine.
In the middle of a crowded Central Park.
On a table. It's 12 degrees outside.
Do you know how big Central Park is? There are hidden places you could find. He is like right on the outskirts. It's like I can see a hot dog cart right there. Like, you're too close to the main road, babe. This is not, and it is cold. And he's like, he brought them ginger ale, and he's like, it might be too cold. If it's too cold for ginger ale, it is too cold for a picnic. That is the truth. I'm expecting to see like caricature artists, like people walking on stilts. Like, that's what this feels. It feels like a damn circus. You brought her here to tell her you love her, and it's a damn circus. What if she's scared of clowns?
There she goes projecting. There she goes projecting again.
Also, he's about to tell her, and her notebook flies away with her lit paper.
Also, I want to note the scene starts with that. And I'm like, okay, well, this seems like something we could have fixed. But I do think if they wanted
Dan chasing after it too, which is important.
And they wanted to highlight the way that the difference in response. But I want to say, like, Dan, you're being kind of ridiculous because, like, of course she's not going to, like, it means if she just, like, flippantly says, I love you to you, it's different than her being like, I love you to a stranger. Yes, and you know that.
I noticed a couple other things with this scene in this moment. Like, the paper, we start the scene with the paper flying and Dan's getting it. The second time the paper flies away, Serena, like, jolts up. She's like, oh my... Well, I had a burp. She's like, oh my God, she's freaking out. She's running after it. Dan doesn't budge. It's like, I'm like, Dan, are you done now? You're like, I already got it once. Like, I'm not getting it again. It's your fault.
You're taking turns. Equal rights,
like,
right?
Hate that. Just hated that energy. Like, he wasn't even worried at all. And then she gets up, gets it. And then some guy, like, picks it up and she's like, oh, I love you. And Dan's like, great. I knew she was a slut.
It's like that TikTok guy who's like, you are on a date with an insecure guy. And it's like, he's like, yeah, you really were talking up the cashier over here. It's like you guys really got along well with each other.
It's exactly what this is.
He was like, and you know he was looking at your chest the entire time like a freaking grode bag.
Honestly, I felt like you kept like pushing your boobs up because you wanted him to look more. And I'm like, I'm just not into that kind of stuff. Like,
he made a video the other day.
You want to play? Like, I'm not the right guy for you.
He made a video the other day about you go to a Harry Styles concert with an insecure guy, and he's like, yeah, it was kind of weird. Like the entire fucking concert, you were like, oh, Harry, pick me.
I swear I heard you say I love you. But did I dream it? Like, I swear.
It's just like he's literally. It's just like he's literally.
My name is Brad.
Never gonna go for you. He is literally never gonna go for you.
Do you think he actually saw you? Like, no offense, but the seats you got us were great. Like, he did not see you.
The seats you got us.
Yeah, exactly. You noticed. So Serena takes the paper back to the date with Dan, and Dan is like, she's like, so what were you saying? And he's like, I think I should proofread this for you. Oh, you do? Oh, why do you? Oh, well, that's what
Serena will see you.
You were gonna tell her you love her, and instead you insult her intelligence. Okay.
Serena will see you at Brown, Dan.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so everybody's cells are ringing with the news about Blair. Cotty and Iz are in sequin berets. We love it. And the blast says this.
Do you think they get dressed with each other in the morning?
I hope.
Or do you think they just like they just decide what
maybe they're sisters adopted?
Maybe.
I would love that. Also, I don't really know who is Cotty and who's Iz.
Me either.
But I love them. And every time I can find a picture of them in one of their funky little outfits, I try to put it in our reference pics.
So cute.
I just love it. Like, I did get one of, I think, Cotty in the shower cap on our most recent one because that was so good. Okay, so the blast says, looks like the Virgin Queen isn't as pure as she pretended to be. If Blair Waldorf lied about that, what else might she be lying about? Who's your daddy, B? Baby daddy, that is. 2 guys in 1 week? Talk about doing the nasty. Or should I just say being nasty? That was really good, by the way. Kind of ate that. So everybody gets to know. So they're like, oh my God, Queen B, try Queen Whore. That is something that is said.
The murmurs are so funny.
Line.
Someone goes, you can literally already see the bump.
I'm like, hey, don't say that around Blair. Please, God, don't say that around Blair.
If I'm Blair, I'm turning around. I'm full Vecna choking someone. They are in the air.
Have you ever seen Stranger Things? Because you're about to look like Sadie Sink floating in the air. Yeah, from me.
You will have never seen Stranger Things when I'm done with you.
Yeah. There won't be anything stranger to see when I'm done with you. So Jenny finds Nate. He's very upset. Sweet boy Nate. He's like, it's a total freaking lie. Why would they lie about my girlfriend?
And Jenny's like,
And Jenny goes, here's something you should know. And we need to bookmark this episode as a really big episode for Jenny Humphrey.
This is where it started.
Because there is a lot happening here. And on my rewatch of this episode, even the way they score these moments with Jenny musically, they want us to know, you better fucking watch out for little J.
Big J's coming.
She's coming. Exactly. Like you just see it when she's getting sick of the hazing. She's like, I'm sick of the hazing. My dad's about to be Mr. Vanderwoodson. Or my brother's about to be Mr. Vanderwoodson. He would change his name, of course. She's not going to be Serena Humphrey. It's just not happening. And Jenny's feeling a little powerful. And she's like, you know what, Nate? I've always kind of had a crush on you. I'm going to fucking tell you. And she tells Nate. And Nate, hottest I've seen him in a minute, brutally attacks Chuck Bass. Spotted. Nate Archibald brutally attacking Chuck Bass in the quad. It's epic.
No, I love it.
He throws him up against the car. And he's like flipping the fuck out. And he's like, what did you like take it from her? Like you take it from all those other girls? Crazy. And Chuck says, no, she needed someone and I was there. You were broken up. I took what she was giving to me after you fucking refused it. And like,
and I think he even said the thing that she kept trying to give to you.
Yeah. And like, it's so tough because genuinely, like, it's obvious to us that Chuck really likes Blair and has no idea how to handle that. Like I don't know if he's ever liked anybody before. Like, has he ever actually had a girlfriend? Like, so, but he also like, it's like, we actually see this genuine struggle of like morality for Chuck here.
Yeah, I agree. I loved the line when Nate puts him on the car and Chuck goes, I think we can have a conversation without your hands around my neck.
You think I'm fucking you? You're going down, Bass. I'm going to hook you, Bass. I mean, Nate is like on one. Nate's like flipping out. He's like, stay away from me. Do you hear me? Stay away from me. On the thing. And then
another
Chuck goes, show's over.
Sibling.
And gets in the car with basically an Abercrombie fur hooded jacket.
Toby Kavanaugh and Nate Archibald are brothers.
They are brothers.
Because it's giving the last scene of The Murder Train when Noel says something shitty to the girls and Toby straightens his jacket and Noel goes, what are you going to do? And Toby goes, you don't want to know, Noel. And then he pushes him. And then he breaks
You don't want to know is hilarious.
And the way that he says Noel's, you don't want to know, Noel.
No.
And then he pushes him down and exposes Jason De Laurentiis' sister's body bag.
God. Epic. Don't look at my hands, bitch. I saw that.
I literally wasn't. Wait,
I broke them.
Don't look at my hands.
And it hurt. My hands hurt so bad.
I know, you told me.
Like, they still hurt. I have scabbing on this one. Because my nail broke off and it broke off half of my actual nail. And like, it's like down. Like it's
Cindy is not going to be happy.
So much.
Cindy is not going to be happy with you.
I know. And I have to go next week. I'm like waiting as long as I can before Gibson's wedding because I need them to heal. Okay. So, or I could just go like this to Gibson's wedding. Okay. So Blair is waiting at Nate's house to talk to him. He walks in. He's like, how the fuck did you get here? She's like, your mom let me in.
I didn't ask how you got in. I asked what you're doing here.
Okay, so he did not ask how she got in. She's like, I want to talk about us. He goes, there is no us. And he was like, when you said you wanted to move on and leave the past in the past, like, I didn't know you were talking about your past. And you will understand perfectly when I say I want nothing to do with you, Blair. And she's like, come on, like, Chuck would twist it, whatever. And he says, well, Jenny wouldn't. Oh, boy. Nate, you are so dumb. Nate, I know you're not thinking straight. You're not thinking about that. You don't need to protect Jenny or nothing, but you are so dumb. Because Jenny's got a hit out on her now. Jenny's not going to live to see tomorrow, babe. Like, oh my God. She's like, Jenny? And then he tells her to leave and she doesn't immediately leave. He's like, you know what? Nah, stay as long as you want. I'll leave. And also, why is the room red? The room is red with brown wainscoting. I hate it. It looks terrible. I'm like, you guys, again, money, no taste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we go to the gallery and Bryn,
guys, I rewatched this episode the other night and I texted Phoebe and I was like, okay, argument for why it's so crucial to rewatch the episode and not be taking notes because these things. And I sent her a clip of this exact scene because it's giving Senorita Awesome. It's giving Jenny and the Salute. It's giving like a mix of Arya and Hannah, which I've honestly never seen before, but here it is in front of my eyes. It's Bryn. She walks in.
It's Bryn.
Arms crossed. She goes, "Hello, Rufus." I'm like, what is she bringing to the party? What is she about to say to him? It can't be good. He's like, "Hi." And she goes, "Yeah, well, you should know. I'm here on a date from,
Fuck.
She goes,
Start over.
You should, hello, Rufus." And she goes, "You should know. I'm here on a dare from my friends to ask you out." She does this little,
Why
"I'm
is that
here
giving
on a dare
Miranda
for my
sings
friends
low-key?
to ask you out." I have crazy friends. I cannot believe this. I'm like, what the fuck? It's so funny. And he's like, "Well, actually, I have plans." And then Bex walks in. Uh-oh. "Where's that fly swatter, Rufus? Uh-oh." And she's like, "You know what? Fuck you, rock star. Fuck you, rock star. I should have heeded everybody's warning about the freaking washed up rock star." And Bex is like, "Let's reschedule." And Bryn's like, "So you're free." I'm like, Bryn!
But also there's this moment where Rufus says Bryn, Bex, Bryn, but he points to the wrong girl. I do think I might have made the same. Like, I feel like when you're introducing people to each other,
They're both B names and you both have brown hair. What do you expect?
Well, also,
and he doesn't know either of you.
I don't think he's actually getting them mixed up. I think he's just saying generally, if you're Bryn, you know your name's Bryn, and you know you don't know the name of the other girl.
True, good
So,
point.
I think you
He's
can
like,
give him the benefit.
He's like, not even like Josh Serena either of them
Exactly. So I think when Bex is like,
gets offended.
"Yeah, I'm Bex. That must be Bryn.
So
that must be the low life little tramp who's asking, who's here out on a dare."
I hear she's on a dare from her friends, but are you 16?
Hey,
Last
girl.
time I heard about Truth or Dare, it was Blair Waldorf and Jenny Humphrey at a sleepover. And it didn't go well. God, I hate Truth or Dare.
Go back to the courtyard.
Go back to the freaking courtyard. Go back to the courtyard. And where are your friends, Bryn? Go. Like, it's just, also I'm like, what has Rufus Humphrey got that I don't got? Or
I'm
that
also
not
like, when your friends at the gallery with you.
Was she like at dinner like, "Oh my God, there's this guy, like the gallery's just up the street and like, I have a crush on him a little bit, but I don't know." And they were like, "Go right now."
She's like, had two margaritas at a happy hour.
And then she walked in and was like, so bizarre. "You should know I'm here on a dare for my friends to ask you out."
How does that make you feel?
I can't even
Jessie Buckley smirk.
She's literally the hung smirk. Yeah. I can't do it. So Blair is in her house. She's so fucking mad at Serena because she thinks that Serena told Jenny about Blair and Chuck. And Serena's like, "Well, I didn't tell Jenny." And Blair's like, "Did you tell Dan?" And Serena goes, "What? What do you mean what, bitch? You heard her loud and clear." Is this a betrayal, do you think? No.
Because here's the thing.
Serena, you knew Jenny was in the house. She had just come out to get juice.
That's what I feel. But I do, if that is what Blair was mad about, if Serena explained the situation of when she told Dan, that's one thing for Blair to be mad about. But when Blair says, "Did you tell Dan this?" It's like, you can't expect her to keep things, especially when everybody in the town has thought she's pregnant. She kind of had to explain that to her boyfriend.
But okay, also, here's the thing.
Caroline is always going to play devil's advocate for Blair, by the way. Everybody.
I am, because I love her so much.
Just get used to it.
Just fucking get used to it. But I think I'm right also, which just shouldn't surprise any of you that I'm right or that I think I am. Serena, here's a couple other things. Number one, it just in terms of, I'm just really talking about how Blair is like looking at it, and I do think she's justified in looking at it this way because of what we know about Blair and what we know about Blair and Serena. Their trust has like been broken. It's been rocky. And we're 13 episodes into this entire show. And we've already seen so many moments where like they've had to rebuild that trust and the friendship. And it's a moment that Blair didn't even want Serena to know about. Like Blair didn't tell Serena. You know what I mean? Like she found out. So that makes it even, it's like, Serena, if Blair didn't tell you, then that is something that I'm like, it makes sense to me that Blair would be so upset. And also I think Blair is a little bit unaware of the seriousness of Serena's relationship with Dan at this point. Like, I don't think Blair realizes like they're in love. This is endgame. I still think she like thinks it's one of Serena's whims and she's fine to like be supportive because she's got shit going on. But I think that Blair's like, "Oh, but of course you'll always choose me, right? Like you wouldn't prioritize that relationship over me, right?" Like I just think it's really hard for Blair to wrap her mind around that at this point. And like, especially just like Serena. And then it's on top of it, it's like, how could you be so careless? Like, you know that Jenny lives there. You knew Jenny was there.
That's where my frustration comes from. But I just felt like the expectation from Blair for, or just the outright, like the way that she was upset at the idea that Serena would have told her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that is a little bit.
I think in Blair's mind, Dan is still an outsider. He hasn't made it in here yet. I know we've gotten like a little bit of her approval every now and then, but like, I think in Blair's mind, it's still like our world versus their world. And what are you doing telling the secrets of our world to your boyfriend who I might trust you. I don't trust your boyfriend. I don't know your boyfriend. And frankly, she's right. She shouldn't fucking trust her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. So I'm not saying, I do think I get it, and I probably would have told my boyfriend too. But I do understand where Blair is coming from, and like it just from a point of view, like I get how Blair works, and like I think that's where she's coming from, and that makes sense.
But then I do think Blair takes it a little bit farther when she says,
of course,
your low rent boyfriend.
You
and
told
his
your low rent boyfriend, and he told his social climbing sister who wears my hand me downs, and she blabbed to Nate. Which, like, yeah, let's go kill Jenny for sure. And it is like, Jenny, actually, that is crazy. You are literally wearing Blair's clothes. But hey, it's a dog-eat-dog world. You got to step on some heads to get up there. And Jenny's learned that. Jenny learned from the best, So Serena finally admits that she did tell Dan. She's like, well, I wanted advice on how to help you. And this is where we get that conversation between Blair and Serena, where she's like, the rules are different for you. I am a Waldorf. Like, you have already trashed your reputation, and I hadn't. And now, like, you have aided me doing that. And so Serena's like, you know what? Fuck you. Since you don't need me and my low rent taste, you can weather this storm alone. She's waiting for the elevator, like fucking hitting the button. And Blair goes, with pleasure. So, yeah. Okay, next morning on the steps.
Blair meets
Jenny shows up first. And the girls are very happy to see Jenny. And then Blair shows up. And Jenny gets up to leave. And they're like, no, Jenny. Stay.
And here's something I'm confused about with the dynamic of the group. Is like, if enough of them have decided to overthrow their queen, did they just get to make that decision even though Blair is at the top of the food chain?
Well, it's a democracy. It's a democracy, Like, they have the right to protest. They have the right to stand up for what they want. And they have the right to elect a queen.
They don't unless Blair, if Blair isn't screwing herself over socially, they're not allowed to do that.
No, but I think, like...
So that's what I mean, is when something bad happens, is the group... And then I'm like, well, why is it
who
not
decides
Penelope who steps up? Why are we now...
Penelope hasn't been here. She, like, just got here. I think Penelope this is the first episode. No, Penelope is the brown hair.
Right.
Who's
she's
on
the
Mindy Project.
Yes. She's who I was picturing. But she, I feel like as we go through
she's
the
a main,
whole
but she
story,
just got here.
So, like, I'm like, why are her or Cotty and Iz, like, why are they, like, electing
Well, it's interesting
Jenny?
Because I think that
they're natural followers, I suppose.
There are they like having somebody to follow. And because it offers them protection, there's somebody to take the fall when they don't want to. There's someone to sort of organize it. Like, they like taking orders. They have proven that, and like, that's the thing. Like, there are always going to be the people who want to give the orders and the people who are happy to be like the worker bees. And Blair has made herself the queen, but now I think they're like, well, most like, what is the criteria for something that's bad enough for you to overthrow?
Right, that's what
queen?
I'm wondering about. Like, it's just
because like Serena, I think, was the queen before Blair, and then she left, and Blair became queen, and so that's the other thing. It's like this has already happened. Serena left for boarding school and announced. Blair stepped and became queen, but like, if Serena was your queen, she's been acting like this. So why is it different for Blair? I don't know. It's just interesting to me. And like, I don't know. It's just the girls are revolting against Blair, and I don't really know why. I don't know why this is what does it for them. But and I don't know how they've chosen Jenny. You're right. But Jenny honestly has probably had more like one-on-one time with Blair than these other people.
That's true. It did feel like Blair was taking Jenny under her wing, so maybe it just seemed
well, and
like
after the sleepover too, like, I think they were laying the groundwork for that. So, the girls are revolting against Blair, and she's like, "Do you realize who you're talking to?" And they say, "You mean a self-righteous bitch who sat on her high horse judging everyone else?" And then another one goes, "Pregnant little hypocrite." Okay,
Oh
shirts that say
my
pregnant little
God.
hypocrite.
So funny. So funny.
I'm sorry, but I'm also like, you guys are gonna be eating your words later when Blair inevitably becomes queen
Isn't
again,
pregnant.
and you fucking called her a self-righteous bitch and a pregnant little hypocrite. Like, you are gonna regret that. So Blair's like, "Well, I'm not pregnant." And they're like, "Well, we know about Chuck and Nate. Actually, the whole school saw them throwing down over you." I'm like, Blair's the only person on earth who wouldn't love that. Like,
That's
I would
true.
love to hear that. You know what I mean? And they say, "Consider yourself dethroned, Queen Bee." And they all leave her. And Jenny gets up to leave her too. And Blair's like, "Hang on. It is highly unlikely that I'll ever forgive you. But if you walk away now, I will also ruin you." And Jenny looks at her and goes, "How are you going to do that?" And walks away.
Yikes.
Oh, sheesh, chills.
So then we
Okay.
go to the gallery and Rufus is doing what Rufus does best and
He is
leaving an
making deals.
apologetic voicemail.
Well, yeah, I guess that too. "I'm making moves, I'm making deals, and I'm leaving apologetic voicemails, and I still ain't got no skills." He's wearing a Raw Him shirt. Raw Him shirt on Rufus Humphrey. Hate it.
I would like it more if it was like an actual like Oxford collar shirt, but because it has like the
Who gives a fuck about an Oxford collar?
diamonds and the designs on the pockets, and like I think again it's a pearl snap. It doesn't do what it like what I could picture someone in Brooklyn wearing an Oxford raw hemmed shirt
Yeah.
and it working. Like
Yeah.
West from Summer House could wear
Even
that.
though he does have arguably bad style, I think.
Wait, what?
I think he has bad style. I think it's like part of a shtick.
No, I think everybody loves his style.
I think they kind of love it because it's like so crazy and we'd never wear that. I think they love it and like,
I
oh,
love
he's so
it.
kooky. Huh,
I
okay.
love it.
We'll talk more about that later. So Rufus is doing that. Serena comes up to Dan. Oh my God, did you notice her headband? She's wearing a headband that has like the ties. So it was like one of those headbands you would buy
Is
that
it
had like
white?
two. No, it's like polka dotted. It's like black, red, polka dot, whatever, yellow. It's kind of like our colors. It's a headband, and they used to have these headbands where it was like the headband covered in silk, and then it had two long
Yeah.
ties, silk ties of the pattern, and then you would tie them usually underneath, or you could like weave them into your hair, whatever. She has the tie on the side, and then it's like coming down. I was such a slut for those fucking satin tie headbands.
I remember, and I could never figure out how to make them work, but we had so many of them.
I would tie my hair up and I would get my hair stuck in my little bows out there. I loved them. And this was the blueprint. This Serena van der Woodsen hair was my inspo for so long. Like, it just was. So she goes up to Dan. She's like, "Fuck you. You told Jenny." He's like, "I didn't tell anybody." And she's like, "Well, how can I know that?" And he says, "Because I gave you my word." And she's like, "Not good enough." And he says, "Because I love you." And I'm sorry, but it is crazy knowing that he's Gossip Girl and like he published that and like him saying he loves you and I gave you my word and that's why you can trust me. Like, your word means nothing.
Yeah. And he says, he's like, "I love you," and not in the way that you love someone who picks up your
No,
lit
did he say
paper.
that yet?
Yeah. That's what he
Okay,
says
well, that was
here.
later.
I love you in a way that, not in the way that you love someone who picks up your lit paper or the way that someone says they love your hair.
Yeah.
And
he's like, "I love
she
you."
doesn't know
what's
okay.
Okay. And Dan goes,
Well, that response,
okay.
that freaking response is not okay.
That response is not okay. I wrote, ew. Like, no, actually, ew.
It's
Okay.
like that still from the Bratz movie where it's like all the girls like,
Yes, no, exactly. I'm like, excuse me for a minute. You don't, just because you love her doesn't mean she loves you back, doesn't mean she has to say she loves you back. She might not be ready. She might not love you. And that's okay. It hasn't been that long. Like, I just thought his response was so shitty. I'm like, that would tell me everything I needed to know. I don't care if your ego was hurt. After hearing that, I'd be like, and I have the ick and I'm moving on. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean that response
I
is
hear
not
Nate's
okay?
single.
Exactly. So we just get this great little slow-mo of Blair walking around really sad and replaying moments of her and Nate, but also moments of her and Chuck. And what is one thing we notice about the moments between her and Chuck?
They're
full of passion.
physical.
They're physical. They're full of passion. They're like fun and carefree. And like, I think that's the Blair that Blair is. She's grappling. Like, who do I want to be? who do I want to be in this world, you know? And then we get Eric listening to music in his headphones, and this shot of him like upside down listening to music.
It's so weird.
And then Serena rips his headphones out of his ears, and we get Serena overhead, and she's like, "I'm such an ass." And he goes, "Let me guess, Dan." But also, this is where he ends up saying to like, because they talk, and Serena's like, "Well, when he said I love you, it like made me trust him less, and I don't get it." And he was like, "Well, I mean, that makes sense with like our mother. Like, someone would tell our mom that they loved her, they would get married, they get divorced, like." That makes sense. And she's like, I just, like, I don't trust him. How did Jenny find out? And Eric's like, do you know how many times I was listening to him and he thought I wasn't? And he basically confirms that Jenny overheard. And he says, I'm your little brother. It's what I do. And I was just like, God damn it. I wish you would have said, I'm your little brother. It's what I do. It would have been so, they just didn't know how iconic that line read was going to be, but I bet they would have done it. I bet they would have done it.
I agree.
And so she says, this conversation has to end because you're getting dangerously close to being smarter than I am. And she leaves.
And then we go to Blair finding Chuck at what looks like the sushi bar from when
Nate were.
yeah. And she sits down and she says, I don't need a menu. I know exactly what I want.
One Chuck Bass. He's wearing a pink sweater.
Hey, do you have any sushi with bass in it?
Where's the raw sea bass on this menu? And even better, if you can get the eel sauce in an Argyle pattern, that'd be preferable. Thanks. Oh my God. And she's like, and don't worry about it being too raw. I like to live dangerously.
And Chuck may as well be throwing
open his mouth. Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. She comes over, she says, I came to congratulate you in person. You ruined my relationship with everybody, all my friends, everyone. Bravo. I have no one to turn to but you, which is exactly what you fucking wanted. And he looks at her and says, you don't even have me. And like, here's one thing I'll say about Chuck and Blair. And one of the reasons that they are perfect together, because also this was the first episode when Serena tells Dan about Chuck and Blair. He goes, Chuck and Blair? Blair and Chuck? And it's the first time we've like heard that. And it is just so iconic. But the one thing about Blair and Chuck is they both like, when they are wounded, boy, will they lash out. And they know exactly what to say. And like, that is why they're each other's perfect match. Like, they just know exactly what to say to irreparably wound the other person. And he says, I wrote it down. And it's not the torture of having to watch Stephen DeMarco and Lucy, because Lucy was so out of her element and out of her league, turned into what she ended up being by
but also she still wasn't as good at what Stephen was doing as Stephen was. And Blair,
it didn't come naturally to her. It wasn't.
Blair and Chuck are able. They're exactly on the same level with each other.
Exactly. Like, they really have kind of met their match with each other, and they just haven't acknowledged it yet. He says to her, I think it's so mean. Like, I would get on a plane too. He says, you held a certain fascination when you were beautiful, perfect and untouched. And now you're like one of the Arabians my father used to own, rode hard and put away wet. I don't want you anymore, and I can't see why anyone else would. Oh,
because she marries this man.
God. Like, I know. So just put this in a box and forget about it, okay? Because eventually we're going to have to be really Team Chuck and Blair. Like, but also, these characters have to evolve, and they do. They're not ready for each other yet.
And also, I think Chuck, so much of the way Chuck speaks comes from the environments he was raised in.
Yes.
And he does, at a certain point, I haven't watched the show in a minute, but I feel like he grows out of a lot of the like really disgusting behavior that he's learned.
And like, the thing is, it's not like I'm not defending this, but it's not like he's saying it for no reason, where like, I feel like
he's
in the
hurt.
Past, like, he's genuinely really hurt because he has real feelings for Blair that he's not ready to like acknowledge. And I think he feels like he can never be with her. And I think he might even feel used, which I think is not something that Chuck Bass has ever felt or is used to feeling or plans to feel again, you know? So like, it's tough because with Chuck and Blair, they're both always the one in power, except when it comes to each other. And like, that's part of why their relationship is so like magnetic for a viewer. Like, that's why we love it so much, because it's just like fascinating to watch, honestly. Anybody else that they are with, it feels like they're on the higher level than them, and like that's why it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Blair comes
leaves.
home.
She goes home, and we missed. There was a part of I think France had already kind of been brought up when they were having the conversation earlier after Serena left.
Yeah.
And now Blair is like, get me on the first plane to Paris you can.
Yes. Let me do a semester of school in France. And Leighton Meester is such a good fucking actress also. Like, she comes in, she's just like, so make the call. Like, do it. And she's so upset, and she gets on her knees and puts her head in her mother's lap. And it's like, it takes me back to a couple of episodes ago when Eleanor told Harold, like, I know she acts like she's all grown up, but she's still just like a little girl who needs her dad. And this is just a little girl who needs her mom, needs her dad. Like, she's just, and Eleanor says, I'm very concerned. And that's where Blair says, so book a flight. And they're going to get her out tomorrow. And Eleanor just like rubs her back while Blair cries in her lap. Ugh.
So we go to school the next day.
This is the scene. This is the Jenny scene. And did you notice that the scoring is like horror movie music?
I don't think I noticed, but I believe you.
Go back and look. It is so foreboding. It's like, and it's not a scary scene. It might as well be, but it's like, this is like the transformation scene for Jenny Humphrey. And they want to make sure that we know, like, honey, you got a big storm coming. Like, the music is very foreboding. So anyway, go on.
And Penelope's making plans for after school. And Jenny's like, I don't think I can do that. I have to go, of course, return my books to the library.
Her favorite activity.
Part of me is like, does she even have to? Is this just an excuse to not have to do anything?
Well, she had books, because Elise takes books.
That's true.
But it could be an excuse because later on in episodes when she can't afford to do the stuff with them, which I'm also like, they all know that. So anyway, we'll get there. But
yeah, like the stuff that they're suggesting they're going to do, and they want Jenny to come on. Like, is this kind of mean?
I know. Yes. These girls are by definition mean. So Jenny's like, I have to return these books. And Penelope's like, oh no, Elise will do it. And there's this girl, Elise, who's very obviously the new Jenny. She's wearing like a knit pink cap, like snow cap.
Kind of like one that Jenny was wearing, like with the golf ball.
Yes. Like she looks so young. She's not wearing makeup. She's like still got the light in her eyes. And it's very obvious. Like, first of all, Jenny looks beautiful in this scene. She looks so Blair. Like, her outfit is so, she's wearing a headband, for God's sake. And her eyes, it's like the light is actually gone from her eyes. Like, she is ready to assume the position of little J or big J. And Jenny's like, no, it's fine. And Penelope's like, the question isn't if you can do it, Jenny. It's if you should have to.
Right.
And Jenny, like, it's just such a good scene. She looks over at Elise and she's like, it's almost like
there is still a little bit of like, is this the right thing to do?
Yes. Like, she is deciding whether or not she's going to take this step, because I think she knows when she tastes this power, like, she's had a little bit of power this episode with the telling Nate and now like telling Blair, like,
it's like
Blair
when someone gets the skin of a killer.
Yes, Phoebe.
And they have their first kill.
Exactly.
And then they're like, wait, I don't like how that felt.
I don't like how good that felt. I don't like how good that felt.
Yeah, Aria.
And who am I going to become if I lean into this side of me? Exactly. So Jenny, I think we see her like weighing, like, am I going to, and like, what does this mean? If I do this, what does it mean if I don't? If I don't tell her to take my books and I go, like, do I completely miss out on, like, you know? And so she ultimately decides, okay. And you see her, once she makes that decision, she fucking loves what's happening. She gets up and walks away with Penelope, and Penelope says, props to Blair. She trained you well. And Jenny turns around to look at Elise as she's like scooping up Jenny's library books. And Elise is like eagerly waving. And Jenny's like, and she loves it. She is very excited for her queendom. It's obvious.
So we go to the gallery and Bex has arrived. And she says, I liked hearing all of your voicemails, all of them.
All of your pitiful messages.
And he's like, look, I'm new with this whole thing.
I'm different.
I've been married for 25 years.
I've been married for 25 years. I had to rewind to see how long he said he was married for, because I was like, what? He's been married for almost 20 years, but I thought he said even 20 seemed like too long for him. I was like, what?
Because they look like barely, but I guess they got married in their early 20s. I
guess they were young.
I was under the impression that like it was like 19 to mid 20s was the band and like the lily of it all and all that stuff happening. And then like they got married in their late 20s, which would mean that he's in his late 40s.
Right.
But he gives young 40s.
Yes, he gives like, yeah, exactly. I don't know.
But maybe not.
maybe not. Age check on Rufus Humphrey, please. Actually, on all the adults. So he explains his history to Bex, and he's like, look, I was married, and then before that, I wasn't dating. I was mostly with groupies who chose me. And I know he's trying to say that like he wasn't like going out for but it's just like such a weird thing. And he's like, so I just don't have much experience with honest to goodness dating. And somehow she's completely charmed by this. She's like, I'm all in. She's like, okay, let me give you dating 101. You're going to call me in 2 days and you're going to ask me to dinner and we're going to have a really good time. Bye. And she starts leaving. Rufus has got that bitch on speed dial. He calls her before she's out of the gallery.
It was kind of
she's just so charmed. And he says, I never was good at following rules. Oh, he's a bad boy. Oh, he's a bad boy. Oh, I love him even more. Okay, this next scene is so funny, and I'm sorry, it's so Aria. I know we say that Vanessa and Aria are cousins, but Serena is on that family tree.
Close.
You can't tell me otherwise.
And that's why Dan is so into both of them.
Exactly. Serena shows up at Dan's. I need to know why you love me. Sorry, excuse me, like how come my eyes roll out of my freaking head? What?
I need to know. Do you have a list somewhere?
Love me.
Do you have an Excel sheet you've been tracking?
What could you possibly love about little old me?
She's popping out her hip. She's like posing.
Like, what could you remember when I took my bra off? What could you love about little old me? It's so weird. And she's like, maybe if I knew, I'd be less scared of hearing those words and would want to say it back. Okay, so he's gonna tell her why he loves her. And like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this whole scene gave me the ick. I think it was supposed to make me swoon. It did the opposite.
For both of them.
He says he likes it when she interrupts him, which she does a lot, by the way. Okay, Jill. Like, okay, now I'm self-conscious.
He's in the kind of family where like they only show love. He gives that his family will be this way. The Humphreys don't seem this way, but like those couples that like only can say mean things to each other.
I think I should proofread your paper for you.
Like and they like think it's their way of like loving each other and being flirty. They like will say like, "Oh, you're such an idiot," like all the time.
Yeah, because they don't know humor and they think that that's humor. Crazy. Then he says to her, I love that you make no apologies about being exactly who you are. Beautiful, smart, sexy as hell. I'm like, okay, so anything else? Because 2 of those are the same. Beautiful, smart, sexy as hell.
Caroline, beautiful and sexy are very different.
Sexy as hell and beautiful couldn't be more different.
Different as fuck.
Completely different fucking pages. Beautiful is like how you would describe.
Sexy is his way of saying she's good in bed. And he loves that about her.
Sexy as hell. Sexy as freaking hell. You're beautiful, smart, sexy as hell. I'm like, okay, chill. And she goes, no, you're embarrassing me.
Like, Serena, you asked
for this. Embarrassed. Shut up. I can think of so many things that should embarrass you. This is just not one of them. And he goes, and you're completely unaware of your effect on me. I'm like, no, she's not. And then he says, you laugh like a 4-year-old. And she goes, ha! And she goes, ha! I can't. I gotta find it. He goes, you laugh like a 4-year-old. Where is this laugh? Where is this laugh? It's gotta be in you.
It's not in you. It's not in you. It's not in you. It's not in you.
You laugh like a 4-year-old.
The kind of shit you hear in your brain before as you're trying to go to sleep. Okay, stop.
You laugh like a 4-year-old.
Enough. You're laughing like Scrunchy.
Yeah. That's how Scrunchy laughs. Thanks.
No, that's Boo. That's Boo from Mario.
No, it isn't. Boo is. That's Boo.
Is it?
I would know. Boo's my turn.
Is it? Is he?
If Boo's available, Boo's my turn. Yeah.
Even if it's by the way, guys, Charming's character. I thought it was Birdo.
If Boo is available, Boo is my turn. They're not always available at the same time, babe. Sometimes I have to make a choice. It's hard, but I do. Okay, so then when he says you laugh like a 4-year-old, she does.
Thank you. I'm glad
trying to find a clip of it. And then and it's awful. And it's fake. And then he goes, and I love that you can be with someone like me and still be best friends with someone like Blair, and you never give up on her, Blair. And
like another dig at Serena's life.
Yeah, it's someone like
I can't even say her name.
Some
even though
pregnant little hypocrite whore like Blair. Jesus.
Friendless whore.
Literally.
Did you hear what she did? What you do hear what Jenny did to her today? Freaking finished
awesome,
her.
right? Rock on.
Finished
Rocking
her.
on runs in the family, I guess. Rock on. She goes, Dan, I love you too, but I have to go.
No, like guys, like spot on like that.
And he says, where are you going? She goes, one of the many reasons you love me. Okay, so I didn't realize Blair was getting on a freaking PJ.
Well, she's getting on a helicopter to JFK.
Oh, we get a scene like this later with Serena too, I think. It's just so funny. How did Serena know where to find, it's what a miracle you got here in time, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. And here she is in her freaking stilettos towering over Blair, who's also in heels. And I think this is important because at the start of the episode, Blair was a couple steps above Serena. And so the camera was...
The power dynamic has shifted, y'all. It's shifted. And Blair's okay with being taken care of in this moment. Blair's okay with admitting vulnerability in this moment. That's what we're seeing. She shows up and she's like, your mom told me where to find you. And Blair goes, she has a big mouth. Get her, Blair.
See, that's something Kelly would say. That is something Kelly would say.
Totally.
And not Serena's something you would say.
I would about our mother.
No,
she does have a big mouth.
No, but
hey,
you wouldn't
Mom,
say it like that.
Hear me loud and clear. You have a big mouth.
But you wouldn't say it like that.
She has a big mouth.
To Serena, she has a big mouth.
Well, to Serena, I probably wouldn't because she doesn't know my mom like that. Okay, so Serena's like, stay. Don't let some stupid scandal make you run away like I did. And it all goes back to Serena. She's like, listen, you can rebuild.
I've been here.
I should know. I should know. She's like, and now I'm in love. Look at me. Like, what could be more inspiring than me for you right now? Like that's what she's saying. So Blair's like, listen, everything's horrible. And this is, again, great acting moment for Leighton Meester, great friendship moment for Blair and Serena. She's like, everything's horrible. My whole life is falling apart. And this is where Serena says, you're a Waldorf, remember? People don't tell you who you are. You tell them. So stay and fight. I'll fight with you.
Oh, I thought that was sweet. And then they hug. Well, so Blair's like, really? Blair like says a line where she's like, really? And they hug. And you see, we only really see Blair in the hug, and her eyes are welling up with tears. Like you can tell it's like everything that she needed to hear in that moment.
Yes. She's gonna stay. And
Blair's also in a massive fucking hat in this whole episode. She looks like she's going to Russia.
For her. Good for her. It's the hat episode. And then we end with our final Gossip Girl line. Oh, it is thunderstorming here.
I'm jealous.
It's actually epic. I'm excited. She goes, one good scandal deserves another. Who's going down next? Everybody, if B has anything to say about it. Ooh, I'm excited for next week. Do I read the scandal? Or
the scandal? That's what we're going to start calling them. Yeah.
Am I reading the scandal? Am I reading the synopsis for next week? I think so. It's a podcast. Like, use your voice. Okay. If you're going to say yes, use your voice. Don't just do a thumbs up while you're yawning. Okay, next week's episode, you guys, next Thursday. Oh, it's a good one. And by the way, Georgina Sparks is showing up in just 2 weeks. Get excited. All right, season 1, 14, The Blair Bitch Project. Oh, so good. Let's definitely watch that movie. Blair returns to school after losing Queen Bee status. Serena is not fond of living with her future stepbrother, Chuck. The Netflix synopses are so short, but The Blair Bitch Project is so good. And the episode after that, Desperately Seeking Serena, that's Georgina Sparks' debut. So things are about to heat up, y'all.
Here she comes. Excited. Here she comes.
All right, don't forget to leave us a review. If you want to watch this without ads, if you want to watch it with video, go to our Patreon. We love you guys so much. Go listen to our Tuesday episode if you haven't already, and we will see you next week, just on Thursday. And
kill them all, of course.
Knew we were going to get that today.
Of course I did it.